This is a demonstration of exercise 24-5B, analysis of given ratios. SeaTech Company is a wholesale distributor of scuba diving equipment and supplies. The company's sales have averaged about $2 million annually for the 3-year period, 2018 through 2020. The firm's total assets at the end of 2020 amounted to $1,250,000. The president of SeaTech Company has asked the controller to prepare a report that summarizes the financial aspects of the company's operations for the past 3 years. This report will be presented to the board of directors at their next meeting. In addition to comparative financial statements, the controller has decided to present a number of relevant financial ratios which can assist in the identification and interpretation of trends. At the request of the controller, the accounting staff has calculated the following ratios for the 3-year period, 2018 to 2020, and the problem gives us several ratios that we're going to be using to analyze the financial results of SeaTech. So it states, in preparation of the report, the controller has decided first to examine the financial ratios independent of any other data to determine if the ratios themselves reveal any significant trends over the 3-year period. So the instructions state first in Part A that the current ratio is constant while the acid test ratio is increasing. Using the ratios provided, identify and explain the contributing factors for this apparently divergent trend. So we do see that that is correct, that the current ratio has been declining and the acid test ratio has been increasing. So we know that the only real difference in the acid test or quick ratio and the current ratio in this problem would be due to inventory. So since the current ratio has remained steady, but the acid test or quick ratio is improving, this indicates that the difference is due to inventory. So when we review the inventory turnover ratio, we see that it has decreased from 2018 to 2020. However, 2020 sales compared to 2018 have increased only slightly, but the inventory turnover ratio and the difference in the quick and current ratios indicate that the inventory is either moving slower or there have been excessive inventory purchases not warranted by the increased sales. In the B portion, it states, in terms of the ratios provided, what conclusions can be drawn regarding the company's use of financial leverage during the 2018 to 2020 period. So we can look at our leverage ratios, which would be total debt to total assets and long-term debt to total assets, to answer this question. The total debt to total assets ratio has been steadily decreasing from 2018 to 2020. However, the long-term debt to total assets ratio have been fairly steady. Thus, the total debt to total assets decrease is due to a decrease in short-term or current liabilities. The C portion states, using the ratios provided, what conclusions can be drawn regarding the company's net investment in property, plant, and equipment. So to determine information about property, plant, and equipment, we would look at the sales to fixed assets or fixed asset turnover ratio, and we see that that ratio has declined from 2018 to 2020. The numerator of that ratio is sales, and we see that 2020 sales compared to 2018 have risen slightly. So that indicates that fixed assets, the denominator, have increased over the period from 2018 to 2020. And that is the conclusion of the demonstration for exercise 24-5B.